I hope you are all having a beautiful day today. I got some new tables. I'm so excited. Sorry I am so late today. Let's get our... I had to get the new tables put together, and I'm rather excited about it, to say the least. So I'm trying to get things situated here today, and that's why I'm late. They're the best thing ever, and I'm trying to get the camera back up far enough, but I can't zoom out any further. I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh, literally needs to be about, 10 feet taller now. But I've got these nice 2 new tables to work with. They're height adjustable. And I just feel like about $1 million right now with the 2 new tables that I've got. They slide right under the couch that I'm sitting on. So if I want to sit back and relax a little bit more, I can do that. I've still got my coloring space down here if I want. I can put supplies here. I can move these tables out of the way. They are amazing. I hope you can hear me okay. But there's 2 of them. They're the same size. They're about the size of a book. A little bit smaller than that. I got them on Amazon. I'm sorry, Santa got them for me. And I'm thrilled about it. I am absolutely thrilled to have the extra space now to work. Oh my goodness, you guys have no idea. I just, doubled my workspace over here. I could even put this up here if I wanted to. Look at that. Keep an eye on chat right there if I want to. I'm so excited. But I don't know where to put everything yet exactly. So that's what I am working on. Kind of to get a good space going here. I'm used to having my tablet off to the right here. I got to adjust where some things are. But I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I love the extra room. So when I said a couple weeks ago that it was coloring adjacent, I meant it. Not exactly coloring itself, but it is coloring adjacent. I can put my pencils over here now if I want. Look right there. Look how beautiful that is. Hello, Sherry. Merry Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas. I have so much space now. So much extra room. I love it. If I want, I can put that in there. I can bring this over here. Watch this. I can bring this over here if I want. They're at 2 different heights right now, these 2 new tables. I love it. I love it. I have so much more room. Yes. They're very, very portable. They seem fairly sturdy. I did put my clipboards on the back of my book today because my book is a little bit wider than the tabletop here. But I've got plenty of room for my legs. I can bring the table back to me if I want to sit further back on the couch. I can bring, and cross my legs for a little bit. I can bring that back this way. There's even little on these little tables. There are these pockets here that I can put stuff in if I want. They do have electrical outlets on them, although I probably will not need those. Just the way things are set up right now, so I might remove those. I don't know yet. It's crazy trying to fit everything in and figure out where it all goes and how it's all going to work together for me. I'm so excited though. I am so excited. Can you hear me okay? I think I might have covered up the microphone when I put my camera up today. You can hear it in my voice, right? I am. I'm so excited. Like I just basically just doubled my workspace here. All right, good. Like right now, things aren't quite evened up here, but we'll get them there. I like things lined up. I like things to look nice. But yeah, I just gained all this space, Sherry. All this surface space to work on. Yeah, I cried. I'm probably going to cry some more just now, just telling you about it. And that's just it. They're two small little tables. Just, they're not very big. But they're perfect for me and they fit in here great. I'm so tickled about it. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I can lay my arm on here if I need to and color. I finally got some support from my arm. That's the one that got to me the most, Sherry. Is I got support from my arm now. Oh, look at that. I didn't even put on my sleeves today. You don't have to look at my ugly arms. I can't help it. I'm so happy. I need to make my camera mount taller now, though, so I can zoom out a little bit more. It'll come in time. I think. Yes, big hugs. Those two chest of drawers. I got a taller one and I got a shorter one. I actually think that one of them can fit to the right over here, and I'll still be able to open the drawers between me and the wall here. And if so, then I'll have gained a lot of vertical storage space off here to my right as well. But that's a bigger project, that I can't get done in one day. But yeah. Oh, pardon me. I am so tickled pink. I am so excited. I just can't believe it. I'll probably arrange the heights on everything as I go along, to where I feel it's perfect. But I no longer... I've got support from my arm. You don't know how... That's just incredible. I've been coloring with, and trying to hold my arm up because I didn't really have good support, or leaning them on my legs, which was terrible for my back. So now I can be more upright. I mean, it's the best Christmas present. And that's, yeah, it's so nice, Sherry, already. I mean, if I want to, I can bring my arm down here. And you guys can still see it too when it's on the vertical like this. That's why I want to get a little more height to my camera, though, so I can zoom out a little bit more. I am just, I am tickled pink. Just 2 little end tables from Amazon. I love that they're height adjustable. I love they got pockets. I love that, there's an electrical cord on the back and it's got USB built into the power strips on them. I don't need them right now, but it's nice that they're there. Merry Christmas, Adele. How are you? We're celebrating my new tables today. I got 2 new little tables for Christmas, and I'm just a set of them, and I'm just in love with them, and that's why I was late getting on today. I know it's awfully late there for you. We did have to put them together. My daddy put them together for me. But now if I need to, I've got a shelf right here that I can support my arm with and move stuff around. And I am in awe. It's so nice. It hasn't been this comfortable to color in I don't know how long. I've got back problems. I've got arm problems. I got other problems too, but by the way, I've been waiting for these for over a month. No, I'm sorry, not quite a month. Not quite a month. Like I'm a couple days shy of a month that I've had them. And of course, since they're a Christmas present, you can't get them out early. But this is why I wanted to color on Christmas Day, everybody. Because I knew I was getting new coloring adjacent items for Christmas. And I didn't want to spoil the fun. Plus, I knew if I talked about it, I'd cry ahead of time, and we didn't need to be doing that. And I didn't know they were going to be as awesome as what they end up being, you know? You know, we talked the other day about that one year I wanted a vacuum. This year I wanted tables. Your Adele is coloring a color by number. All right. I am sorry your plans completely went out the window. Sherry, it was hard. It was hard, trust me. It was very, very difficult. In no way did I want to wait. It was driving me bananas. More so because I wanted to tell you. Do you know how hard that was? I mean, I did not get not one other thing for Christmas. This was it. My tables. You know? This was entirely, this was everything. It's all I got for Christmas was my tables. And I am beyond thrilled. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I can't answer that because I'm live right now. I knew you would love it. I knew you would. I can't answer that right now. Oh, come on. You killed my... Oh, go away. I can't answer you right now. What happened here? I lost my music and everything. Sorry, guys. I'm busy right now. You're welcome. I knew you would love it, and I knew that you would know how much I appreciated it. I can't answer the phone and be live at the same time. And my phone calls also ring into my tablet. So it knocked out the music there for a minute. My apologies. And I know not everybody celebrates Christmas, and that's okay. And not everybody... Oh, God, I'm going to cry. I know how blessed I am. Oh, no. Adele's husband got sick on Christmas Eve, and Mom is immunocompromised. Oh, no. I understand that, though, Adele. I do. Yes, you can relax with me being thoroughly relaxed today. I mean, this is just... What a great gift. It's from my mama. My mama's the one that let me pick it out. She didn't even know what I got myself, you know. And when she sees this, she's going to totally understand how much I am in love with them. Sometimes it is the practical gifts that are the absolute best. I love practical gifts. I love something I can use. I love something that will remind me of somebody else. Because you're going to believe I'm going to remember this Christmas, you know? My coloring just got 5,000% easier on myself. Right? I have so much more room to work now. I mean, how often have you heard me say, you know, I've just got this real little tiny space here. And the thing is that these two tables fit in that space and give me so much more room. And we got to watch the new Fallout show together yesterday. The new Fallout episode came out yesterday, and it came out early. And my mama got a real warm Snuggie and an electric heating pad that goes over her shoulders and on her back. It's going to make her feel ever so much better. And warm Snuggies, you know, are always, always, always appreciated. I like a good warm Snuggie. Hello, Lori. Merry Christmas. We're celebrating the 2 new tables that I got today that look like this. They're height adjustable. They've got pockets on them. They've got an electric plug-in in the back. I can now put my arm up with support if I want to color like that. If I need support, I can color like this. I love my new tables. I just doubled the space in here. So awesome. Can you not hear me? What happened to my sound? Okay. Okay. Must be something on Lori's end then. All right, Lori. Well, hello. Merry Christmas, Lori. You missed me telling you about the new tables. I've got 2 new height adjustable tables that I'm working on now. The one that this is sitting on and this one. And I can move them all around up here, back and forth. Real easy. They slide under the couch that I'm sitting on. I can put my feet on them to keep them stable. I can rest my arm on here now and color when I'm having trouble holding my arm up. I can move them around. Y'all can see bigger now. I am in love with my new Christmas tables. I've got so much more room now to work and spread out and put everything exactly now at the height that I need it to be comfortable. Oh, you bet I'm excited. I bawled. I knew I was getting them too, Lori, and I've had to wait about a month before I could get them, for Christmas. So I knew they were coming, and I was going, Christmas can't come fast enough this year. It's so nice. And that's why I said a few weeks ago that I was probably getting something coloring adjacent. I knew I was. Not directly coloring related, but coloring adjacent. Having a good work surface is important when you're coloring. The more comfortable you are, this, the longer you can color. And I love that the legs, slide right up under the edge of the bed or the edge of the couch here. Well, they slide under the dresser too, but that's beside the point. It's just a little bit smaller than the coloring book spread out open. So I've got my clipboards on the back here so I don't, right off the edge. Yeah, I had to wait till Christmas to get it. That was hard too. And it was hard knowing what it was and not being able to tell anybody. Because I didn't want to ruin the fun surprise, and that's why I wanted to color on Christmas Day this year. Because I couldn't wait to try out my new toys, And I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the camera up higher now, and adjust the camera that way. But I'll figure it out. Because that's literally at the top reach of where it's anchored right now, as far as I could get it up. But I couldn't wait to play with my new toys. And I knew it was coming. Did you get anything fun for Christmas, Lori? Do you celebrate Christmas? Adele says, my setup is horrible. I'm coloring on a kitchen table that is right next to my desk. Hey, that works. When I had a rotating chair, that was manageable, but now I have to sit on a folding wooden chair. Ouch. Yeah, that does. I agree. That's not the best for you. Oh, I don't blame you for not wanting to go anywhere near a store at Christmas time. I don't blame you one bit. I don't either, so I do not go there. I don't even like to go and try and get groceries at this time of year. So usually my last grocery run before Christmas is either the 22nd or the 23rd. And then afterwards, I don't go back to the store until at least the 27th. I'm not going to the store the day after Christmas. Nope, ain't doing it. I'm not dealing with everybody doing returns. I've been in retail before working those holidays. Lori's late birthday present came yesterday. Derwent drawing pencils. Oh, how nice. We celebrate Christmas but don't do gifts. Yeah, we just did one gift apiece this year, and my tables were mine. We don't do usually a whole lot. And then we eat tacos and nachos for a couple days and stuff ourselves silly. He is practically upside down here. Of course, this is base color. Oh, no, you can't let it go to waste, ever. Yeah, when I get hungry for dinner tonight, all I gotta do is go in there and warm up a plate of nachos or some tacos, and everything's already cooked or chopped and ready to go. And I love that about Christmas, because, you can't. Yes, Sherry, how are your tacos today? Have you had them yet, or are you having them for dinner? I had nachos for breakfast, and they were very, very good. Yes, happy birthday to Sherry. I've only told her that, I think, 50 times this week. We've celebrated all week long, I think, Sherry, haven't we? You're doing them for dinner. All right. Well, I can't wait. I hope they turn out good. Oh, when I do it like this, I don't really have to rest my hand on the page a whole lot. The most you could ever remember. That's awesome. Well, I know what it's like to have a birthday and a holiday. I do. Like I said, when I was growing up, I thought Thanksgiving always included multiple birthday cakes, because we'd have one at each grandparent's house when we went there for Thanksgiving dinner. everybody, we'd have this big, huge meal, and then we'd have cake, and then I'd go to the other grandparents' house. We'd have this big, huge meal, and we'd have cake, and everybody would tell me happy birthday. So, I kind of thought it was normal growing up to have a lot of cake at Thanksgiving. And then come to find out birthday cake is not a traditional Thanksgiving food. Whoopsies, it was to me. And then I had my 7-year-old great nephew had to play some Fortnite with me for Christmas. So we played for a while too today. Last night when we played, we got 4 number 1s last night. I'm pretty proud of us. We didn't do as good today, but we had a good time. I can't play more than about an hour though with him. And that's usually 4 or 5 rounds before my arms have to have a break. It's a fast-paced game, and whew, at times a little bit too fast going for me. And then today when I told him I had to go to work, he's like, but, and I'm like, yeah, I know, buddy. No being sad though, because we got to play. Oh no, Sherry, that bites. Oh, that is awesome. I'm glad you got to spend some time with X. That card that he sent you is awesome, by the way. You're going to have to tell him I said that. Well, heck, you can just put it... He can hear it directly from me. Just play it for him on the playback. X, you did a beautiful job on your grandma's card. I love your drawing. Keep it up, buddy. You're doing great. I love your work. There, now you can show that to him. Shout out to X. You are awesome. Kids are so precious. They really are. Yeah, when I had Carson calling me this morning, didn't really want to talk about Christmas presents, although he loved his presents. He wanted to know if I could get on Fortnite with him. You can't say no to that. You just can't. It's not an everyday event for us. We don't get a chance to play every day. So I try to make time for him when you know, when he's at his dad's and can play. But that just makes everything else run behind then. And he was not ready to stop playing today. And I'm like, buddy, I really got to go. Other people want to see me too today, and I promised Sherry I would be here. So I apologize for being late, Sherry. But between the tables and Carson today, it was a crazy day. And it only took my dad and about half an hour to put them together, I think. Whereas if I would have done it, probably would have taken me the rest of the day to put the tables together, because I'm not real good with that stuff. Oh, wow, good. Well, I'm glad it worked out. You know, I say there's a reason for everything in life. And sometimes you get delayed for reasons beyond your understanding. So maybe my reason was so you'd have time to talk to your loved one. I don't know. I am not privy to that kind of information, you know. Unfortunately, the universe does not speak to me like that. I can only guess. They're looking pretty spiffy. Well, okay then. Somebody's revving up a motor to get ready to leave. Well, when they get to revving the engine, the floor of the RV shakes. I can feel the vibrations from the moped. Kind of one annoying things. Ooh, yellow chocolate fudge. Yum, yum, yum. Our town every Christmas morning, and let's start off by saying I don't hate Santa. I don't hate kids. Nothing like that, okay? I do, however, hate sirens. And every Christmas morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, they take the fire truck around town with Santa on it, blaring the sirens and the horns. so the kids can come out and say goodbye to Santa before he leaves to head back to the North Pole. Dumbest thing I've ever heard of, because when I grew up, Santa came quietly in the middle of the night. He didn't stick around till the next morning to say goodbye to him. And this goes on. They go up and down every street in town. And I can hear the sirens blaring for a solid hour every Christmas morning. I am not usually awake at 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning is some hour of the day that should not exist. Ranks right up there with about 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9 for me. I do not get along with mornings, and it gives me a headache every year that they do it. And I really wish they would stop. I've never heard that kind of lore before these last, 5 or 10 years that they've been doing it now. It drives me bananas. And I was up early this morning, and of course I looked at the clock and went, well crap, I can't go back to bed now because they're gonna wake me up soon. I think Christmas morning, the noisiest, should be the kids unwrapping presents. I do not like this tradition. Yeah, they're blaring the sirens. Not just, a little bit once in a while. Yeah, Santa had some better manners back in the day. And yes, and then they honk the horn too on top of that. When they see the kids, then they honk the horn at them. And it goes on for an hour solid. Right, if they're going to do it today, why couldn't they do it like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Hey, the day is over. Let's say goodbye to Santa. We'll see you next year. Okay, great. After all the festivities are over with, But at 8 o'clock in the morning? Why? What person thought this was a good idea? It's terrible. I'm just waiting for a mama bear with an autistic kid that has really bad sound sensitivity to go after the town board for this. I have sound sensitivity. I do. I will admit that. But I think anybody listening to sirens for an hour straight would go crazy too. I think that would drive anybody nuts. I don't know how the guys driving the vehicles can put up with it. I really don't. It is such an annoying sound. But I could just see somebody not knowing that tradition and moving into town, and Christmas morning they get a meltdown instead of peace and quiet, Because there ain't nothing you can do about it. I mean, guys, it is loud for an hour. If it was just, 10 or 15 minutes up, down Main Street, fine. But an hour to go up and down every single street, I think it's too much. I really do. And like I said, I have nothing, inherently against Santa or wanting to do anything for the kids or anything like that. But could we make it a more appropriate time? And a little less stressful? A little bit quieter? Or even, you know, take the routes and when you see the kids honk and make noise and everything, you know? But this constant, oh my goodness, it's too much. But absolutely, that can cause a meltdown. It's just too noisy. Yeah, the poor dogs and cats. Adele, I did. By the end of the hour today, I was crying, by the way. Yeah, it was that bad. I went in the house because I thought, oh, you know, it'll be less than that. Nope, it was not less than the house. The squirrels are starting to come to life here. This is just that burnt ochre. You think I like that color? Yeah, I don't understand it at all, but it is what it is. You know, I can't change it. I'm not the one in charge of such decision making around here. All right, 1 second, everybody. Oh, good. They turned off the bike. Whew. Oh, no, now it's back on again. One moment, everybody. Be right back. Awesome, they left. Hello, Mandy. Oops, I hit my table. Did not mean to do that. All right, Mandy, I love you. I love her. I really do. That's my best friend in the universe, by the way. Well, okay, next to my mama. My mama is number one. Mandy and I are not related. We've known each other now, gosh, about a bazillion years. No, I'm just kidding. 15 years ish. It's been a while now. I love her to death. She is my sister from another mister and another mother. I love it when she randomly pops in and says howdy. Yes, it is. I love my long-term friendships. So if you're my friend now, I hope in 10 or 15 years we are still friends. Oh, that is awesome. I don't have anybody that long. Well, other than my mom, but that is awesome. No, my original bestie from high school, from junior high and high school, ran off with my first husband. And that ended that friendship. We're adding a little bit of Sienna Brown now. Yeah, it is not a phone book plot, or I'm sorry, it is not a book plot. That was my life. Yep. I mean, she was the one I went to with all the, grief about my marriage. If we had a little disagreement or fight or whatever, she was the one I turned to. Not a book plot, my real life. So, oh yes, that's utterly insane. It really is. Oh my gosh, that is awesome, Sherry. She met her bestie at the Chevron Mini Mart. She accidentally dumped her coffee all over her, Sherry. Then we just stood there busting into laughter. Oh, that is awesome. That's a great way to meet. You immediately both had the same sense of humor. That is so cool. That's the best kind of best friend to have when you drive other people crazy. It really is. That's how you know it's a good friend. My mom and I are like that. We make everybody laugh when we're together. Because you end up playing off of each other and everybody else is looking at you like you're insane. And for that moment, maybe you are, you know? And that's awesome. Laughter is the best medicine. I believe that wholeheartedly. And I am loving my new desks, my new workspace. I am loving it, guys. I am absolutely loving it. Oh yeah, Adele, that's a book plot. Yep, that's a book plot. I'm gonna sharpen this, maybe. If I can find my sharpener. Not that one. Where did I put my sharpener? Uh-oh. Hey guys, anybody know where I put the sharpener after the other day? Ruh-roh. I wonder if one of the cats knocked it off of here. It is not in my drawer. 99% of the time, I put it right back in that drawer. Oh. I took it in the house. Don't mind my dirty floor. I took it in the house the other day. Maybe it's still in my bag. If I can grab it. Bingo! I have a really cute sunflower bag. Got nice little handles on it that one of my friends got for me. And I took it in, I filled it up the other day with my coolers and my sharpener and my Imagimorphia. And forgot to get my sharpener back. Forgot to get it back out. Ugh. I do take my coloring with me on the go a lot. And you know, overall, this wouldn't be a bad table to take with me somewhere either. These little tables, they're really portable. Gotta move your fridge. Pardon me. I understand that. My cats happily contribute to the dirt on my floor. Oh, they brought me a mole the other day. Wasn't that nice of them? Awfully sweet of them to bring me a mole. Yeah. No. Yeah. It was not very nice of them. But cats do and what cats do. Moles dig underground tunnels throughout your yard. They're a pest. I've got no good use for a mole. I don't like the tunnels that they drill because you can trip in them real easily. So in that respect, one less mole problem, which is good. At the same time, ooh, gross. Yeah. Oh! Your sister's cat once brought her a live mole and let it loose in the house. Oh, wasn't that really, really nice of her, of the cat? Yeah, no thank you. That's not a lot of fun. Not my idea of a good time. Oh, who knows? Who knows? We have a raccoon that visits us sometimes. But the cats don't mess with that one. The cats let the raccoon, oh, and the possum that stops by once in a while. The cats don't even, they will just, yeah, come on in, eat our food. But at least, you know, they get the mole. Oops, sorry guys, didn't mean to do that. I was rolling my shoulder one last time. Being this camera, I tell you, I'm dangerous with it. It's a joke. I would love to have a cameraman though one of these days. Let him worry about the camera. Or her. I'm not that particular. At this point, I would need a laptop, another camera. That way you could all see my funny faces that I make when I'm coloring. I'd love to have that kind of setup. But as it is, I think you'd rather watch the art than me, so. Yeah, the cats just let them go right on by. They don't stop them. They don't pay them much attention, you know. And I'm like, guys, he's eating your food, and they're like, we don't care. Now I will chase the coon off if I see it, or the possum, but cats won't. You know, they won't let other cats into the yard, but they'll welcome in the raccoon and the possum. Makes no sense. don't know if I ever mentioned it before, but the subtle shades of color, that's my favorite thing to do with colored pencil, is making those just slight shifts in color tone. That's my favorite thing about colored pencils, by far. I love that you can add just a little bit and make it look different. Just a little subtle changes. It's one of my favorite things about colored pencils. I don't know, maybe I've mentioned that a time or two. All right, Adele, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Have a Merry Christmas, a beautiful evening, and a wonderful rest of your week. I appreciate you stopping by so much. Hi, Callie. Oh, my baby Callie, please don't rub on my arm. Hi, baby. You know where the water is. Go on now. I know there is no dish in here, but I know you know where the outside water is. We'll refill it in here in a little bit. I don't have the jug out here with me, baby. We'll have to do that in a little bit. She's got more water outside. She just doesn't want to go outside, even though it's like 50 degrees out there right now. We had a rather mild day today. I've still got the RV door open. And as a matter of fact, if I'd have been more organized, it would have been a great day to be around the campfire. But I didn't have any wood split, and after what I already put my arms through this week, I figured it was not a good idea to split some wood. So that is why we did not get around the campfire for Christmas like I had hoped. I was going to try and do that, but I couldn't get to it. The weather would have been good. The weather would have been good for it because it was, let me see, what was today's high? Today's high was 47. Which is not a bad campfire temperature, to be outside for the campfire. But my arms are at their limit for the week, so yeah. I wouldn't have wanted to be out there with my new tables anyway. No, I was thinking about doing it last night, but like I said, I don't have any wood cut up right now. But I do want to do it sometime soon-ish. I kind of miss sitting around by the campfire coloring. Yes, there will be. We'll get my arms recovered from moving the furniture, and then we'll get some firewood split, hopefully. But definitely before winter is over, we need to have a campfire or two out there. All right. There's still a lot of rolling of shoulders right now. That's crooked too. I don't like it when it's crooked. There, that looks better. All right. Not the one I want. There it is. I'm going to sharpen a pencil. There's his little ears. Cute little ears. Amazing how they just start to pop out once you just add just a little bit of dark. This one is dark umber. A little bit like that. And now you can see the difference on this part versus over here. Can you see the difference now? And all we did was just add a little bit of this dark umber on there. Really makes a difference. Take that extra step, you know. You know, like this looks pretty and this looks pretty, but this looks pretty cool, you know. One second, everybody. There we go. Fingers are getting a little cold. And it's just the tiniest little amount. It really doesn't, it's not a whole lot at all. Just a little bit here and there to give it a little punchiness. Just to up that contrast just a little bit. Just to make it a hair darker. Now this is an example of where a sharper pencil is nice to use because you can get the finer details. At the same time, I often don't like mine too sharp. I prefer rotating and finding the edge as often as I can. There we go. And it's just that little bit of difference. Yeah, now you can see the left versus the right here on these two squirrels. He's definitely got more depth to him, more detail, and it's just a tiny little bit. It's not much at all, but it makes a big difference. And that's my favorite part of colored pencil, is that right there. Taking it from this level to that level. That's my favorite thing to do. I like adding in all those little teeny tiny bits and bobbles. Yeah, absolutely my favorite part, no joke. The sun is starting to go down, and I might have to shut that door soon. I am going to have to bump up the heat a little bit. My fingers are cold. Can't have cold fingers. We'll do it like this. I miss my sleeves. Probably should put them on, but this is what I used to do with my sleeves before I got sleeves. I wear out more t-shirts this way.
Down through the chimney with lots of toys, all for the little ones' Christmas toy.
I realized you couldn't see me doing anything there. There we go. Like I said, I wish I had a cameraman. Oh, I forgot to ask the artistic biker if he was going to be on tonight. I don't know if he is or not. He usually does something on Thursday nights. But I don't know if he's going to be on tonight or not. It just hit me. It's Thursday. He was on this morning, so I don't know. Oh, there, I like that. I like that a lot. We have two fairly happy squirrels. Thank you. I think so. I like the little subtleties around their eyes that I put in. To try and put more. I want the focal point to be right in this area here, and then moving in this direction, and then all this will be supporting. Goals, you know. You gotta think about these things when you're coloring something. Well, I mean, you don't got to, but it's helpful. little bit something like that, maybe for the nut. For our little acorn there. Trying to get the light on it real good. That's how we're looking so far. There's a little dragonfly in here. There's a leaf, there's a stem, there's a couple little berries, I think. There's some of the snowflake things. I don't know what those are. There's a key right there. There's 4-leaf clover right there. A couple of more acorns right there. There's a ladybug right there. A couple more acorns right there. There's a mushroom there. There's a button here. Several little fun objects. Oh, thank you, Jerry. You're too kind. Gotta get a drink here. What do you think we should color next? I'm gonna get up and stretch my legs here for a minute. Oh, sounds like the neighbor let the dogs out. All right, let's see here. We'll give the dragonfly a little bit of a glow here. All right, I'm going to sharpen this. Teeny tiny. There we go. Little teeny tiny, itty bitty, tiny little dragonfly. Super teeny tiny. He was barely the width of the pencil lead. Yeah. He's barely the size of the pencil lead, I'm telling you. All right. What on earth? Hang on. Can I do this? Oh ho ho. Look at that. Ho ho ho. I wonder what is this supposed to be? It almost looks like a bud of some sort. Bud, B-U-D. You know, kind of like this right here, or this right here. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about right here. You know, you can see, oops, too far, sorry. Hang on. Yeah, I can hold it up and then not show it to you. It's got to be on camera for you to see it. I think this might be a little, maybe a bud of a flower, but this right here is a big old oak leaf. Is it the bud of an acorn? It doesn't make sense. Could be another little acorn. You know, makes your mind go crazy. What is this? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how it could be, because it's connected when you follow it back here to the oak leaf. And then you follow this branch down and it seems to come back up again. And then we've got another kind of one of those things right there. And then we've got the acorn attached right here. So I don't think it's an acorn. I mean, over here we've got, here, let's put it back up this way. That's a little bit easier to see. Over here we've got what looks like a flower and a flower. And maybe a flower here. An acorn that didn't mature or is going to mature. See, and that's what bugs me about this too, in a way, is if we were following along with when the acorns turn, then these are not going to be green. The leaf is not going to be green. It's going to be a yellow, well, a dark tan to a brown color. At least that's what our oak leaves are when the acorns are this way. But then what are these leaves over here, though? I don't know. I didn't draw it, so... We could sit here and debate all day about what these items are. Isn't that part of the fun of coloring, though, is trying to figure out what it is you're supposed to be coloring? Oh, this will be a good color for that. We'll start with jasmine. We'll commit to a color and go for it. See, because that's a bud. That's one of those bud things too, right there. Right. Yeah, as far as I know, they don't have anything that looks like that on them. So I'm not sure what it's supposed to be exactly. But it just looks like some sort of bud. I don't know. I think this part here is leaf though. So we're coloring that leaf color. So that is an oak leaf. Well, it's not finished yet, but these are not oak leaves. Are your eyes as right? Are your eyes as crossed as I am on this one though? I mean, if I had to say, I would call this an oak leaf. Or how about we going to color it this color scheme? And then it looks like this part is part of that right here. Maybe I should have called this Deciphering a Coloring Page 101. That looks like it's snow. You know, I looked at this page all of 30 seconds before I started coloring it. And then I'm going to say that this right here is also that. With more snow there. Yes. I mean, yes, that right there and that right there. They remind me of a flower that's, you know, tied up like that. You know, that's what they remind me of. But they're connected to the oak leaf by that right there. I'm going to call this an oak leaf right here. That area there. And that right there. And then over here, we've got this. See, now I'm invested in deciphering this.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus, down through the chimney with lots of toys, all for the little ones' Christmas joy.
We've definitely got this.
Who wouldn't go? Ho, ho, ho. Who wouldn't go? Up on the housetop, click, 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 down through the chimney with good Santa.
Then we've got this. Oh, sure, let's do some squirrels for fun on Christmas Day. Oh, the squirrels were fun. But now it's deciphering everything else. Ugh. That's all right. It's about ready to go get some. It's almost time to go get some tacos. Then we've got this back here. This right here. That's snow. Makes this leaf. That's snow. I don't know, leaf? That's in between the leaves. That's background right there. Like I think that is. See, I think that is the edge of this leaf. Means that goes there. That's snow. You're gonna start making yours soon, right? But then what is this? What is this over here? I mean, the snow laying on it. Pardon me. But what is it? It's not part of the snow globe. I mean, this right here is snow. But what is this? It looks like, it could be the edge of a bowl, but that doesn't make any sense. They threw a walnut in right there. That's a walnut if I ever saw one. I don't know, Sherry. I did not draw this page. All right, how about these other ones? What's this one? Moss is fine. Because then we've got all these millions of leaves right here. That's a leaf, and this is a leaf. And this is a leaf. That's a leaf. And that's a leaf. That's a leaf. Like I said, right now these are just rough colors. Just to map some of this out. Hmm. Do you ever feel like you should turn your page upside down? They must have forgot to finish the picture. It's a rather complicated picture, trying to sort out all these little pieces. And I'm sure when I get it finished, it'll look nice. However, I just realized I forgot to color his foot back here. That's what the craziness does to you. You don't see things until you see things, and his poor little foot didn't get colored. Oops. The sun just came out, but it's starting to snow. Oh my goodness. Crazy weather. All right, there we go. Now he's got a little foot back there. I don't know, but that's where we're going to call it quits for the day. My eyes are now crossed. I appreciate everybody coming and joining with me today. I really do. But I think we're going to go ahead and call it a day with that because my eyes are going nuts and I want some tacos. I know it was an unusual day. I will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern. I do not go anywhere on Good Friday, generally speaking. Or Good Friday. Oh, the day after. The day after Christmas, I normally don't go anywhere. Been one of those days I've been up too long. Anyway, I hope wherever you're at that you have a beautiful day, a beautiful week. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I really do appreciate it. Happy birthday to my friend Sherry. I love you. You enjoy your tacos as well. Have a very, very happy birthday. I will catch everybody on the flip side tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Take care, everybody. Merry Christmas. Now we got to get it out of here because I put it in here wrong.